Hi, this is Movies Suck. I was just doing my thing and trawling around for news about what's going on with movies, and I came across this story in Bounding into Comics. And I was actually fairly shocked when I read through this, because Daisy Ridley, Daisy Ridley says every sane person has an issue with Donald Trump. Hang on, Daisy. You're in one of the most unpopular film series in the history of terrible, terrible film series. Do you really want to go putting off even more of the audience? They're struggling as it is to get people to want to actually come and see this goddamn film. And now she's putting off even more people. What on earth was she thinking? Keep your mouth shut, Daisy. You're an actress. Your job is to pretend to be somebody else. Not to tell people what you actually think about politics. I mean, oh god. Disney must be like going, oh no, she spoke about... I mean, obviously Disney agrees. Of course Disney does. Disney's like, yeah, of course we hate Donald Trump. Everyone in Hollywood is like, yeah, of course we hate Donald Trump, except for the people that haven't got any jobs, because they're the ones that still support that sort of thing. Daisy, what were you thinking, Daisy? Anyway, let's have a look at what she said. So, Star Wars Rise of Skywalker actress Daisy Ridley recently stated that every sane person has an issue with President Donald Trump. In an interview with The Guardian, Ridley was asked by Noshin Iqbal, okay, if Disney restricts what she can talk about publicly. She responded, no, I don't feel like I have to edit what I say. The things that make me angry are the things that make everyone angry. Really? What sort of things are those that make everybody angry? She's talking about queuing? It's one thing about queuing in this country, that is England. If someone jumps a queue and skips ahead, ooh, now that will get you. But makes everybody angry? The BBC being so woke and ruining news, because people used to watch the BBC and think that's unbiased news we're watching there. No, hasn't been for years. BBC is the most biased bollocks broadcasting corporation on the planet. Let's see. Everyone is annoyed with Boris Johnson. Everyone has an issue with... Hang on. I mean, the main story here was everyone has an issue with Donald Trump. Everyone hates Donald Trump. No, not everyone hates Donald Trump. Slightly under 50% of America hates Donald Trump, or 45%, something like that. But everyone is annoyed with Boris Johnson? Really? What kind of bubble is she in? Who the hell here is annoyed with Boris Johnson? Alright, Boris Johnson didn't do the best job of Brexit. That could have gone better. He at least managed to negotiate another deal, even though it's basically the same deal, but fixed, so that it's not the fuck up that Theresa May's deal was. But still, everybody is annoyed with Boris Johnson. Who the hell is she supporting to be the next Prime Minister of the UK? Because the other options are that stupid Swinson cow, who looks like she really should be teaching a class at school, because she's not bright enough to be certainly running for office. And Jeremy Corbyn. If you like terrorists, Jeremy Corbyn's your man, because he likes terrorists. He hugs terrorists. He's like, oh, you used to kill people for the IRA? Give out a hug. What was that? You're in Hezbollah? Hugs coming your way. What is that, Hamas? Come on. Jesus Christ, what the hell is wrong with this girl? She should really learn to keep her mouth shut. Donald Trump, well, okay, maybe a lot of people do have problems with Donald Trump, but as far as I can tell, he's actually made America better. People are richer, they're happier, people are doing well. What has he done wrong? I can't tell. I mean, his personality is annoying as F, but has he done anything wrong? Can't say I've noticed anything. And Ridley explains why she doesn't talk about Boris Johnson and Donald Trump. It's not that I don't talk about this stuff, but other people are so much more articulate than me and say it better. This is true. You should probably keep your mouth shut and not open it when you're trying to advertise a film that nobody really wants to see anyway. You're putting people off even more. If I hated the idea of going to see Rise of Skywalker before, I'm extremely disliking it now. What? Miss Mary Sue has something to say about politics? No, shut up. Keep your mouth shut, dearie. We don't need to hear it. She also noted earlier in the interview that other people she has worked with have loud voices. Star Wars has given me the opportunity to do smaller things and allowed me to say no, which is glorious. I don't talk a lot about various things because there are people fighting the good fight, and I know I have safety in the people that I've worked with and have loud voices. Okay, there are no doubt people with louder voices than you. You're like a B-movie actress really at the minute, aren't you? So the fact that she's doing well enough to be able to say no to jobs, that's always good. We all wish we were doing well enough to say no to jobs sometimes. When someone you don't like says, look, I've got this job, can you help me out? And it's like, oh, God, I want to say no, but I need the money. God, bastards. So that's nice for her. Well done her. Depends what she's saying no to. And I feel slightly dubious about what she's saying no to after this next sentence. In this instance, she appears to be talking about the hashtag #MeToo movement. Ridley explains, there was another film I really wanted to do, but there were a number of factors that meant I didn't believe it was right. When asked why, Ridley added, well, it wasn't equal and all that stuff, so I said no, even though that's really scary. But how much of a blessing is it to be able to say no? It wasn't equal and all that stuff. What, so she wasn't going to get as much screen time as maybe her co-star? She wasn't going to get paid as much as her co-star? Maybe her co-star was actually famous for doing something other than playing a Mary Sue in a god-awful, mother-effingly bad trilogy. And anyone who wants to argue with me is welcome to put their comments in the comment section, because everything about the current Star Wars trilogy is bullshit. From the moment they started disrespecting the old characters, starting with Harrison Ford and Han Solo, but not restricted to that, in any way. Yeah, utter bollocks. She's a main star in a series that nobody gives a shit about, except people that don't really watch movies. At least wouldn't be interested in these sorts of movies unless it wasn't an agenda issue. What? There's an agenda? Agenda I like? I'll jump on that. Give me a bandwagon, I'm ready to go. Bloody people. Anyway, Ridley is not the only Star Wars star to take issue with President Trump. Star Wars icon Mark Hamill is an outspoken critic of the president. Yeah, we all know about Mark Hamill and his issues. I'm not really interested in reading that. You can read that bit. He's going on about comparing Chucky to Donald Trump, his new Chucky that he did the voice of. Incidentally, terrible movie. I have written a review about it. I've just never released it. Couldn't be bothered. Who cares? I might do it again someday. Okay. Boring, boring, boring. Mark Hamill, blah, blah, blah. Trump, we love America. What? No, we hate Trump because we love America? I'm not sure you understand how that sentence should be constructed, Mark. But, nevertheless, you did play Luke Skywalker, so I give you a little bit of rope there. Just dangle off the edge. Just don't let go. So, Rise of Skywalker director J.J. Abrams signed an open letter back in 2016 before the election denouncing Donald Trump. Of course he did. The guy's a retard. What do you expect? He's a retard with £500 million in the bank, so he can do whatever the fuck he wants, can't he? Ah, dear God. It reads in part, never has there been a presidential candidate who stands in such complete opposition to the ideals of Star Trek universe as Donald Trump. His election would take this country backward, perhaps disastrous. No, Donald Trump's a capitalist. America is a capitalist country. All great countries on this earth are capitalist countries. The ones that are not great countries. Simples. So he would take the country forward. So how exactly would he take the country backward? And how would it be disastrous? What, you're making even more money than ever? You don't have to work as hard because you're making more money? You want to work even harder so you can make even more money? Capitalism. It's wonderful. Anyway, let's have a little look at the comment section, because I'm curious to see what have other people been thinking about this. Let's see. You know it's a legit interview when you're there to talk about Star Wars and they ask you about your privilege and you feel the need to bring up Trump. Dear. They keep giving me reasons not to see this movie. Any sane person is sick of Hollywood preaching to us peasants and inflicting politics into every facet of our lives. Every sane person has an issue with a Mary Sue character, regardless of politics. Daisy doesn't know sane people very well, does she? That's right, Daisy. Keep shoveling those burning coals into the beaten franchise. It must still be 2019. Every sane person means the exact opposite. As we've all seen, sanity equals insanity to the insane. Insanity equals sanity to the insane. Everyone thinks the same thing. She's being dumb. Oh dear. This is Movie Sucks signing out. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I'll catch you guys on the flip side.